Today we are going to discuss about the data warehouse testing. Data warehouse testing is the testing just not only the data warehouse, which is collection of different databases, but also the testing of the software involved for handling the data warehouse for regular backup and updation and any kind of fault that may occur in the data storage devices. For this, there are basically three types of testings: unit testing, integration testing, and system testing. Like the name, in unit testing, we are particularly check a certain component, or we may say that the metadata repository of a data warehouse, in which we check out the modules, procedure, program, SQL script, and the particular Unix shell involved for performing these duties. This test is performed by the developer, and this test in which particular as did huge due to there is very huge data after are of very huge size, and in which we divide the huge amount of data into smaller segments, which are particularly metadata repositories, in which we check out the particular metadata repository and find out any kind of fault in particular module. The second segment is the integration testing. In integration testing, we integrate different modules with each other, and we check out that whether they are able to handle the increasing demands of the user or increasing number of the queries. And this is test to when various components are integrated, which have already passed their unit testing round. The integration testing is done when all the unit involved have been already verified through the unit testing or verified through the unit testing. Then in the at last we perform the system testing. Basically, when the whole dataware application is tested, and it is done at the last that the complete system is actually solving satisfying the initial objective, and the SLA agreements, which is related to the response related agreements between the clients and the service provider. System testing is performed by the testing team. Since the size of the whole data warehouse is very large, it is usually performed to minimal system testing before the test plan can be enacted. As the size of the data warehouse is so huge, so testing, or particularly testing the complete data warehouse in a single pass is very difficult. So we must design a certain test schedule that can be followed to keep all the system updated and maintain the backup with regular interval. In test schedule, uh, there are different methodology available to create a test schedule, but none of them are perfect because the data warehouse is very complex and large, and the warehouse system is updated on daily basis. And to keep the fault may occur in either in a physical storage device or in the software that are used to manage the backup procedure and updation procedure of the data warehouse. There may be hardware failure, such as losing the disk, or they may be due because of the human error by just accidentally deleting certain table or overwriting a large table. So we must design a schedule. For example, the data which are frequently accessed should be tested on regular basis, but the data that are less frequently accessed can be tested on the weekly or monthly basis, whichever according to the requirement. the frequency of the iteration. Now, as we know that the testing backup recovery testing is done to perform check out that the backup procedure is properly done or not. But beside this, there are certain objectives which are also checked under this. These are the schedulers are checked in test. The security is also verified in this, and the disk configuration and management tool are the basic one. The one by one, and the scheduler. As we all know that the data warehouse are managed by the different managerial tools, and the managerial tools which perform the actual management, and they also require their testing and regular check because whether they are performing as per SLA agreement or not. The schedule requires an interface with the data warehouse, which will need the scheduler to control overnight processing and management or aggregation. In the how scheduler check that it is doing the properly the scheduling work or regular updation or storing the proper backup of the each crucial data in it. So the working of the scheduler is done at this stage. Next comes the security. In this, we check out that there are certain documents which have only the read permission, and it could be quite possible that where their security has been hacked or breached by somebody, and the file which were already readable have been edited by somebody somebody who has intruded the system. This kind of security check are also done by in the testing procedures. Next, disk configuration. With increasing demands of the input-output operation and the complex query, it is quite possible that the disk performance could be slowed down. So there should be regular checkup that what are the disk configuration are properly designed or not, and if certain data is hugely heavily on demand, then we should create the multiple instance of it so that data response time should not be increased because of the increasing demands. And before as according to the increasing demand, the instances should be increases. And so this configuration should be designed as per user demand, and this is also done under the testing procedure. The managerial tools. There are certain managerial tools as event manager, system manager, database manager, and configuration manager, and backup recovery managers. These are also tested in the testing modules that they are performing their duties or not, and duties or not. That's all about the testing of the data warehouse. So in short, we can say that there are three types of testing: unit testing, integration testing, and system testing. And data warehouse is not just a database, but there are managerial tools or managerial tools also, which are softwares, and they also need a regular checkup so that we can find out any kinds of physical faults plus any kinds of faults related to the or scheduler or the security related faults, and we should keep checking that whether the data warehouse response time is as per the SLA agreement or not, and if the data has a proper backup, or it is creating the multiple instances of the data which are hugely on demand, which are on high demand. And all these objectives are handled in the testing procedure. So that's all about the testing of the data warehouse.